Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches, which are happening on Thursday, April 20th, 2023, and giving you our team and total picks for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and to push the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also check out our Patreon if you want access to our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money, and if you are interested in props and parlay picks, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link to our Patreon and to our new channel in the description and comments section below. Kenta Maeda will make his third start of the season. Maeda held the Marlins to only one run in 5 innings in his first start in a 1-0 loss and wasn't at his best last time out, conceding 4 runs on 8 hits in 6 innings against the White Sox and was charged with the loss to plummet to 0-2. The veteran left-hander has yet to issue a walk. Maeda has pitched in the NL most of his career and has not seen a whole lot of the Red Sox, squandering 6 runs, 5 earned, with an 0-2 record in 10 career innings. It's been an encouraging opening month of the season for a Minnesota squad that has the right pieces to contend for the top spot in the AL Central. They have only dropped one series all season, which occurred on the road in Miami in the second series of the season. They split 2-4 in the Bronx prior to this series and are 2-3 in their last 5 road games entering Tuesday. Tanner Houck will make his 4th start of the season. Houck was decent last time out, conceding 2 runs in 4 innings against the Angels and ended up with a no decision in a game the Red Sox won. The young pitcher has conceded 3 or fewer runs in all 3 outings. He kept the Tigers to only 2 runs in 5 innings in his second start. Houck displayed his potential with the Red Sox last season, reporting a 3.15 ERA and a 1.18 WHIP in 60 innings of work. He recorded 5.2 shutout innings against the Twins last season and has limited them to only 3 runs with a 1-0 record in 10.1 innings. The Red Sox have recovered nicely from an uninspiring opening few weeks. They were dealt a rough sweep in Tampa Bay last week and won 3 of 4 home dates against the Angels prior to this series, and the pitching rebounded by holding the Halos to 16 runs in the series. Boston rallied from a 4-2 deficit for a 5-4 win on Tuesday night. The Minnesota Twins have cooled down, losing 3 of their last 4 games. The Boston Red Sox are clicking. They won 3 of 4 home games against the Angels this past weekend and rallied for a 5-4 victory on Tuesday. Furthermore, Twin starter Kenta Maeda was not effective last time out. The veteran has squandered 4 runs on 8 hits in his last 2 outings and has surrendered 6 runs in 10 career innings against Boston. Red Sox starter Tanner Houck has been solid. He has limited his opponent to only 2 runs in his last 2 starts and did not allow a home run in those 2 performances. Houck has contained Minnesota, conceding only 3 runs in 10.1 career innings. Our team pick is Boston Red Sox. Rafael Devers continues to light up the scoreboard. The 26-year-old third baseman has 3 homers and 8 RBIs in his last 7 games. Devers now has 17 RBIs and a sharp .990 OPS on the season. He only went 6 for 28 with 3 RBIs against Minnesota last season and 2 for 4 with an RBI on Tuesday. Boston is scoring an average of 5.33 runs per game, marking them 6th. The pitching staff has been shaky, carrying a 4.92 ERA, placing them 22nd in the big leagues. Our total pick is over. Los Angeles Angels vs New York Yankees. With the Yankees battling a couple of injuries, I'm feeling pretty good about taking the Angels in this game. Patrick Sandoval has made 1 start against New York in his career, throwing 7 innings and allowing only 3 hits and 2 runs to earn a victory. Sandoval typically starts the season strong, as he boasts a 2-0 record with a minuscule 0.61 ERA for his career in the month of April. He also has a much better win percentage on the road than he does at home in his career with Los Angeles. Sandoval has 7 road wins and just 4 victories at home. Offensively, these clubs are pretty similar. Neither has hit for a very high batting average, but both are loaded with powerful home run hitters. I think the Angels will do enough to hang around in this one. Los Angeles is going for -165 at +1.5 runs. I really like them to keep it within a 1-run game, but not for anything higher than -165. At that point, give the Angels money line at +125. I think we're in for a pitcher's duel on Thursday, as both teams rank in the top 10 in the MLB for ERA. I already detailed some of Sandoval's statistics in the section above, and Cortez has numbers that are equally as impressive. Against the Angels in his career, he has a 2.63 ERA in 5 appearances. Cortez was dominant at home last season, with an ERA under 2.00 in 15 starts. He has allowed 2 runs or fewer in 9 consecutive starts dating back to last season. Between solid starting pitching and the fact that neither team ranks in the top half of the major leagues in batting average or ops, I like a low-scoring game. Entering Wednesday night's game, the under has hit in each of the Yankees' last 5 games and 12 out of 18 overall. For Los Angeles, the over has only hit in 7 of their 18 games this year. I'm siding with the under. Cincinnati Reds vs Pittsburgh Pirates. Pittsburgh has been on a tear to begin the season, starting off 12-7 and sweeping the Rockies most recently. Wednesday's finale in Denver was a 14-3 drubbing that went to the Pirates. Pittsburgh entered the game as a -125 favorite, while the 17 combined runs came in comfortably over the pregame threshold of 11.0 runs. The offense was on display as the team recorded 18 hits in total, with 7 players going for at least 2 hits. Andrew McCutchen and Rodolfo Castro each went yard in the winning effort. As for the pitching, Johan Oviedo made the start and posted a quality start. He lasted 6.0 innings and allowed just 1 earned run on 3 hits and 3 walks. Well, it's hard not to roll with the Pirates considering how well they've been playing recently. So, that's what'll do. Give me Pittsburgh on the money line. This offense is on a tear, albeit playing 3 games at high altitude in their last series, they managed to amass 33 runs against the Rockies. They'll be running into Luke Weaver in the opener, a right-hander who is quickly earning journeyman status as he'll make his debut with his 4th team in his career. Weaver's coming off a season where he made 26 total appearances and posted a 6.56 ERA and 1.82 WHIP. Furthermore, Cincinnati is just 20th in bullpen ERA, 4.03, and 21st in WHIP, 1.38. Look for Pittsburgh's bats to stay hot as they collect their 4th straight win. Take the Pirates with the money line. On top of that, the righty is coming off of an excellent outing against a solid Cardinals roster. Contreras limited them to just 2 earned runs in his first quality start of the year. Maybe I'm a madman for taking the under with a game featuring the Pirates' dominant offense, but I just think 10 runs is just a bit too high. Let's lock in the under and we can always fall back on a push at 9 runs. Colorado Rockies vs Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies took the series against the Chicago White Sox with a 2-1 split. After being shut out in Game 2, Philadelphia bounced back early, tallying all 5 runs in the first 4 innings. The early runs were started off by a couple of solo shot blasts by Tree Turner and Brandon Marsh. Marsh has continued his hot hitting as he sits with a .368 batting average over the first 19 games. Taijuan Walker got the start and he struck out 3 and allowed 2 runs over 6.1 innings. Lefty Matt Strahm is due to make his 5th start to the season, with all him exiting each contest as a non-factor. His 2.13 ERA and .95 WHIP puts him on pace for one of his seasons, and he's off to the best start since 2019. In his only home start this season, he struck out 6 and threw a shutout over 5 innings. Strahm isn't akin to getting too many starts, so we can chalk the Phillies up to throwing a bullpen game. In such an event, the relievers haven't been keen on holding leads and hold a combined 5.28 ERA, which is near the bottom of the league. They have been able to accrue the Ks, but the downfall has been their persistent walk rate, and they sit in the bottom 10 in strikeout-walk ratio. Continued precision will be key here. The Phillies come into this game with a run differential of -16, which is 23rd in the league. Even with a negative run margin, the Phillies lead the league in both batting average and hits per game. When we look a little deeper, though, we can glean a little as to why Philadelphia is skewed in both the win column and their total runs per game, which puts them in the bottom half of the league. The Phillies strike out nearly as much as any team in the league, and because of this, they often leave runners stranded that could otherwise be driven in. Fortunately for the offense, when they are seeing the ball well, they're delivering extra base hits, and their top 10 isolated power rating should allow that trend to continue. While the Phillies have had their issues with striking out this season, they still remain one of the hottest hitting teams in baseball, and Feltner seemingly hasn't found his groove yet this season. The Rockies appear to be beside themselves, frequently unable to muster any runs despite getting hits. The Phillies are on right now, and frankly, it usually isn't a winning strategy to bet on a team that's due. Look for the Phillies to take Game 1. Our team pick is Philadelphia -1.5 runs. There are a few key things that gravitate me toward the under here, one of which being the propensity for the Phillies to leave runners stranded and the Rockies too often leaving the ball in the infield. Feltner hasn't been on, but he did pitch much better on the road last season, and if we see Strahm go 4 or 5 innings, he should continue to pitch well as he has all season. Take the under, which is 5-0 in Feltner's last 5 with at least 4 days rest. Take the under 9 runs. Los Angeles Dodgers vs Chicago Cubs. Chicago has surprised some with their 11-6 start, as it's actually been their offense that has helped lead this turnaround. Chicago averages 5.44 runs per game this season, but it's their second-place rank in team batting average on balls in play, 0.340, that really makes this team dangerous. Chicago flexed those offensive muscles and sweeping away the Athletics to start the week, scoring a grand total of 26 runs in the 3 games. Backing aside for this game is a little tougher than the total, as it is the Cubs who have revenge on their side for that 2-1 loss in the Grove, Talon game, but with the thinking that both pitchers are going to have far less success this time around a week later, backing aside is really a question about which offense I'm willing to trust more. So far this year the numbers suggest it should be the Cubs offense that gets my support here, and I do agree. Revenge against Grove is all well and good, but the Dodgers starter still owns a 9.00 ERA in 3 starts this year and had 9 earned runs allowed on 12 hits in 3.1 IP in his start prior to facing the Cubs. Grove now gets to have consecutive starts against Chicago as does Talon, and in those scenarios, it's always the batters I give the edge to. The Cubs have proven to be the more trustworthy bats, so it's Chicago on the money line that I'm rolling with. However, I do believe the total is the far better betting option here, and that's going up and over this number. Wind blowing out and rain is expected in the forecast. We could get the benefit of the doubt with the elements going up and over this number, but even with no wind, or even wind blowing in and knocking down balls with ease like we see at Wrigley, I do expect both of these starters to get tagged. Grove's numbers this year suggest his great start against Chicago was more the exception than the rule, and for all the Dodgers' recent offensive struggles, they are still a loaded team, and it's likely only a matter of time before these bats break out with a string of overs cashing in Dodgers games. I'm hoping this game on Thursday can be one filled with runs and starts that overrun for LAD games. Take the over. San Diego Padres vs Arizona Diamondbacks. With its victory on Tuesday over St. Louis, Arizona has won 3 straight and 8 of its last 11, propelling it into first place in the National League West. Arizona has used solid production at the plate, with a team batting average of .257 which is 8, combined with a slugging percentage of .413, which is 11th to score 83 runs which is 13th. Corbin Carroll is the leader in home runs for Arizona with 4, and 3 teammates have hit 2 dingers apiece. The RBI leader is Christian Walker with 10, and 3 teammates have 8 RBI each. Arizona has hit 41 doubles, 4 triples and 15 home runs in 18 games. San Diego's Michael Wacha struggled last time out, but prior to that gave up just 2 hits and no runs in 6 innings against Atlanta on April 8. Arizona's starting pitcher Ryan Nelson was on the mound April 3 when the Diamondbacks lost to the San Diego Padres 5-4. The right-hander allowed 3 runs on 6 hits in 5 innings. The addition of Fernando Tatis Jr. in the lineup will give San Diego not only an emotional boost Thursday, but will give the Padres one of the league's best sluggers, 42 HRs 2021. The presence of Tatis in the lineup will not allow opposing pitchers to pitch around other top hits such as Manny Machado, Xander Bogaerts, Juan Soto and Nelson Cruz. Arizona is off to a solid start, but the Diamondbacks have struggled a bit on the mound with a team ERA of 4.41. Our team pick is San Diego Padres. The total has finished over in 9 of San Diego's last 13 when facing a right-handed starting pitcher, and in 15 of Arizona's last 22 played on the road versus a right-handed starting pitcher. San Diego has a team ERA of 4.30, which is just 16th in baseball, while Arizona's team ERA is 4.41, which is 18th. Our total pick is over. New York Mets vs San Francisco Giants. The Giants snapped their 5-game skid in their last game with a 5-2 extra-inning road win over the Miami Marlins, where Michael Conforto and Mike Yastrzemski each hit 2-run HRs in the 11th inning. They scored 5 runs on 7 hits, and ex-Met Darren Ruff had the other RBI. On the young season, San Francisco ranks tied for 21st in the majors in runs scored and 14th in team ERA. J.D. Davis leads the club in batting average, .333, and RBI, 13, and after 7 RBI in 3 games, he has not in the last 3 games. Yastrzemski, .2394 HR 9 RBI, has 2 RBI in each of the last 2 games. On the season the Giants are 2-4 at home. The Mets are the hotter team coming into this series, winners of 6 of their last 7 games, while the Giants snapped their 5-game skid in their last game. San Fran only ranks tied for 21st in the majors in runs scored, and they have only scored 10 runs in their last 3 games. They will not get many runs in this game off Senga, who has been solid as a rookie so far, giving up 5 runs in 16 innings of work. New York will get some runs off Mania and a SF bullpen that ranks 26th in baseball, with an ERA of 5.93. The Mets will stay hot and win this series opener, sending the Giants to their 6th loss in their last 7 games. Our team pick is the Mets. While the over record is 4-0-1 in the last 5 games between these teams, I am leaning towards the under in this game. The Giants do not rank in the top 20 in the bigs in runs scored and have only totaled 10 runs in their last 3 games. They will not score many runs in this game facing Senga, who has only given up 5 runs in his 3 starts this season. The Mets will get some runs facing Mania and SF bullpen that has an ERA near 6.00. However, they will not light up the scoreboard, and add that to the Giants not getting it done at the dish, it means this series opener will go under. Take the under 8.5 runs.